Hello, live once again. What has it been like? Over a month since the last stream, something like that. Whew. Hopefully, we're gonna have a fun time today. Of course, this is just gonna be another fuck around with the chat stream, like these always are. I've been thinking of maybe one day doing a gaming stream or something, but that kind of sort of requires a capture card, and I don't feel like going through the trouble of doing any of that. Kind of wish the Switch came with a feature where you could stream straight from it. That would be cool. I would stream Mario Maker all the time. But, nah. I'm planning on getting a PS5, as some of you probably know. And I'm sure that you can stream straight from the console with that, like you can with the PS4. So, yeah. Hello, Mexican Link. Already got 3 people. That's cool. Very, very nice. How are all of you doing today? You're all happy, healthy, safe, hopefully, in these trying times we live in? I hope you're all doing all right. Hopefully this will be a positive stream. Well, I don't know if we'll talk about completely positive things, but thing is, I woke up extremely depressed. I felt really, really low for whatever reason. Sometimes that happens. It used to be a very common occurrence, but that hasn't happened in a while until today. I also felt pretty fucking awful last night. I don't know. Sometimes depression just gets the better of me. I originally wasn't going to do this stream because of that, but I figured this will be a good way to get my mind off of the negative shit that festers within it. Let's see, something positive to talk about. Hey, David Duke got banned off of Twitter. KKK guy. It only took, like, according to this tweet I'm looking at, 3.5 fucking years. Kind of goes to show that, these websites kind of don't really give a shit about deplatforming problematic people unless they're pressured to. Have you ever played any of the Yakuza games? No, I haven't. But yeah, that's some good shit that I came across when I woke up earlier. I was going to say woke up this morning, but I don't wake up in the morning. I sleep through the morning. That's what I've been doing these past few months because fuck the morning. Aside from like early morning, I like the morning when it's still pitch black out, but when it's like 6 through 11, nah. It reminds me too much of school. Waking up for school, I mean. Got 5 people now. How are all of you 5 people doing? You doing well? You happy? So, my grandma has to get surgery next week. It's not anything like too serious, but she's been having a cough for the past 1.5 years, I'd say. It's a pretty bad cough. She doesn't have cancer, thank God. She doesn't have pneumonia or anything like that. But, hello, Ravenstink. But she's been having this really bad cough for the past year and a half, and we really don't know what is wrong with her, so she's gonna get surgery. They're gonna check out her lungs to see if there's anything wrong and to see what exactly is going on causing that really bad cough she's been having. It's really bad, especially like within recent times. It's gotten really bad. Like she's been having these uncontrollable coughing fits that would last up to like I don't know 10 minutes sometimes if it's really really bad. Most of the times it just lasts like a minute or two, but still, regardless, like I do want to know what's going on, and the rest of my family wants to know what the fuck is going on with her because it's not good at all. And I don't know. She's 81. I mean, it's not like she's. Uh, I don't know. There's plenty of people who live way past 81, but she's scared that she's gonna not make it through the surgery. She's gonna die during the surgery. And yeah, it's too bad. But hopefully they don't find anything like serious or life-threatening. That God willing. I think her surgery is next Friday. I think I'm not entirely sure. Something like that. I know it's sometime next week. I gotta ask her again. Thank you, YouTube, for sending me a notification that I'm live. I wasn't entirely sure that I was live right now. Totally. Totally. But yeah, that's been kind of a source of stress for me as well. My grandma and her cough. I know my grandma on my father's side of the family had breast cancer, but I haven't spoken to her in years. I haven't spoken to anyone on my father's side of the family in years. Last time I spoke to my father was in 2015. Yeah, 2015. Uh, I'd rather keep it that way. I don't really like him, but uh, yeah. There was this one embarrassing experience, though. I have my other grandma's phone number on my phone. I haven't talked to her in years, but a few years ago, I meant to call the grandma that I live with and accidentally called my grandma on my father's side. Whew. I still can't get over that. Whenever I think about that, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm such a fucking idiot. Because, like, she hasn't spoken to me in the longest time, and she hears from me for the first time in years, and it's an accidental call. I still feel horrible about that. Hello, some Canadian. How are you doing today? Same with all of you. There's 9 people watching this now. How are all of you doing? Now that I got that out of my system, you know, what's been bugging me? Well, you know, what's been causing me stress lately? That's what I'll say. 10 people now. Cool. Damn. Hello, Bill. Oh, fuck. Chat is exploding right now. I'm doing fine. That's good to hear. Hello, Sienna. It's good to hear, Bill, that you're doing all right. Hello, the protected Rick. I think that's how you say your name. Yeah, I'm doing fine too. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're all doing fine. Probably better than me. If you didn't hear what I've been talking about for the past 5 minutes, I'll give you the little Cliff Notes version of what I talked about these last 5 minutes because I only had like 3 people watching for the past 5 minutes, and now I have 10 people here. My grandma's sick. She has a really bad cough. She's had a really bad cough for 5.5 years now. She's getting surgery next week, and she's going to have her lungs checked out to see exactly what is wrong with her. There you go. went rollerblading for 3 hours this morning. I was sleeping this morning. I was probably sleeping the entire time you've been rollerblading. Because again, I sleep through the morning. Someone joined my Discord server. Hang on. Alright, there you go. You're in now. Yeah. I hope she's fine as well. I hope she doesn't have anything serious because, again, she's kind of worried that she won't make it through the surgery, even though there's like a 99% chance she's going to survive the surgery. But, you know, I'm sure that still lingers in anyone's mind who is about to have major surgery. Well, not major surgery, but surgery in general. I've been trying to beat Yakuza 2 at 100% completion. I've been playing Mario Maker for the past, I'd say, probably 2 to 3 months now. I'm sure a lot of you know my travails when it comes to that. I've been trying to get the, I don't know if I'm ever going to get this, but I've been aiming to get to the, at least, I don't know, top 100 players of normal mode and the endless run on Mario Maker. Yeah, I've been wanting to play a different game, though, for a little bit now. I'm kind of getting tired of Mario Maker. I don't know if this is embarrassing at all to him. It's probably not embarrassing at all. Who cares? I've been kind of wanting to get Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I never played the original. I have a lot of nostalgia surrounding the movie game that came out back when the first movie came out, and I played a couple of other Nickelodeon games when I was little, so I have nostalgia surrounding that. But I never played Battle, never, and I hear that's a great game, especially good for a licensed game, because those usually tend to be shit. Nothing much else really piques my curiosity, though. Hello, Guitar Rocker. Oh, Doom Eternal, sure, but obviously that's not out for the Switch yet. I'm probably not even going to get the Switch version. Whenever I get the PS5, I'll probably get the game through there. I don't know if a PS5 version of the game is coming out. It should. There probably will be a version for the PS5, but if not, I'll get a PS4 copy of the game, and I'm sure it'll have backwards compatibility with PS4 games. Hello, Mario from Super Mario 64. Sorry for messing up your name there for a second. Doom Eternal was the shit. I'm sure. I loved Doom 2016. That was a great game. A lot of fun. It took me around, I think, 2 months to beat the game, or 3 months, somewhere around there. I got the game for Christmas of 2017. That's when I got my Switch as well. And I think that was the first game I played for it, and the first game I beat on the Switch. Yeah. Actually, no, I think Mario Odyssey was the first game I played for the Switch. Your stream of it was a black screen, unfortunately. Yeah. I probably should have said something aside from just a little sarcastic remark about that. I don't know. It sucks, though. I'm like 95% of your stream, or more than that, was just a black screen. Yeah, that's don't fuck with OBS. I'm just fine with doing these webcams straight from YouTube streams. I tried doing an OBS stream like almost a year ago, and for some reason, like, there was no sound at all. And I tried everything to, that would make people hear my voice, but there was no sound at all. Nothing was working. I don't know if I was doing something wrong. Maybe I'm just too stupid to understand the program, but Nothing was fucking working. There's no sound at all in the stream, so I was like, fuck this shit. Just gonna do what just gonna do what I'm used to doing. Just simple, shoot the shit, lay down in front of a webcam streams. Very professional of me, I know. Look at my unmade bed. I got a pillow over there. That probably, I don't even know how that ended up there. I move around in my sleep a lot, and like sometimes I wake up and the fucking covers are on the floor and some pillows are on the floor or lined up against the wall, and I'm like, what the hell happened while I was sleeping? I might just stream a Switch game or Black Ops 4 gameplay, which I haven't played in a minute. Sounds fun, I guess. Maybe one of these days, or maybe even later in the stream if I feel like it, I'll play some Mario Maker. Of course, you won't see it because, again, I don't have a capture card or any of that, unless you want me to just point my webcam at the TV screen, but no. I probably won't do that, though. I don't know how good I am trying to pay attention to the chat and the game at the same time. I don't even know if I could even attempt to be entertaining while playing a game. I don't even know how Let's Players do it. Like, I don't know. I can never really pay attention to a game and talk at the same time. And imagine trying to entertain an audience on top of that. Like, whenever someone comes into my room and starts talking to me about playing a game, I get so distracted. And there's people who make a living off of doing that, talking over games. That's a talent that I don't exactly possess. Oh, okay, Raven. Nice. Nice. You're trying to be big funny. Wicked attempt. For those of you who missed it, David Duke, Grand Wizard of the KKK, got banned off of Twitter. Only took like 3.5 years for that to happen. Apparently used to be verified on Twitter. Kind of goes to show that these kind of websites don't exactly give a shit about deplatforming problematic people unless they get pressured into doing so. But yeah, that's some good news for the day, I guess, you know, whatever. You hope there's a Nintendo Direct soon. I hope there is one too. I haven't watched one of those in a hot minute, but maybe I'll watch another one. There is one coming soon. God, I remember being 12 and being hyped for any Nintendo Direct that was coming up. Like whenever Nintendo would announce that a new Nintendo Direct is coming at a certain date, I'd be like, "Yep, hype levels at 100." I kind of learned my lesson from that though, because I remember being so fucking hyped for Nintendo's 2013 E3 Direct, I believe, and my hype level was at an absolute max, and I ended up being completely disappointed. I think that was the E3 show that had that meme where Iwata's staring at bananas for like 10 seconds. Hello, CF Doom. But I remember being so ungodly disappointed with that Direct. I was hyped for every Direct, but learned my lesson after the few recent Pokemon Directs. Yeah, I've learned my lesson has been learned for quite a few years now. You know, you got to keep your hype level in check when it comes to things like that, because if you have like what's the word? If you have like a huge amount of hype for something, you're only going to be let down. Chances are you're going to be let down. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I don't really buy into hype or anything like that anymore when it comes to like gaming events or anything of the sort. I was kind of excited for the PS5 event. Um, wasn't like bursting at the seams of hype or anything, but I was like, I'm looking forward to seeing games the PS5 has to offer, and I'm looking forward to potentially seeing the console, and we got that. Even though some of the games they showed were kind of, to put it politely, but the console itself I really like. A lot of people like to rag on the design of the console, but honestly, I kind of like the weird fucking design thing it has going on, like the router design or whatever you want to call that. It looks kind of cool. It has character. It has its own unique character. I mean, doesn't look generic. Same with the Xbox Series X. Well, I'll say that's kind of bad design because it kind of looks like a trash can. But hey, it stands out. I know the PS5 is supposed to be this big fucking bulky console supposedly. That'll be a problem, I guess, and it doesn't look like it could really keep it on its side. Kind of have to have it standing up, but I'm sure there will be different models coming out in the foreseeable future that'll accommodate with that better. Had too many trash indie games, but for the most part, the presentation was a good 7 out of 10. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think that's what I said on Twitter and on my Discord server. Kanye said he's done with Trump and revealed he has COVID-19. What the fuck? I didn't hear about that. Well, I know that he's done with Trump, but I didn't know he had COVID-19. Does he even really have COVID-19? Can you really believe anything the guy fucking says nowadays? I'd appreciate the PS5's Chad Warden callers. Oh god, Chad Warden was a legend. You have to look at the PS5. Well, surely you've seen it by now, right? You need to see the graphics. Oh. Yeah. Too many, like, weird indie games were showcased at that presentation. I wasn't exactly a fan of that. There were some games that piqued my curiosity. And, yes, I will get the remastered GTA 5 game. I know a lot of people are pissed off about that because it's been, like, 7 years since GTA 5 came out. There hasn't been any sign of GTA 6 yet, and yet they've re-released GTA 5 a copious amount of times at this point. I understand the frustration there if you've been a GTA fan for a number of years, but I'm new to the series, so I don't really have much of an issue. I've actually not gotten a good definitive look of the PS5 as of yet. Just look it up on Google. It's one Google search away. That'll take you all of, I don't know, 2 seconds to see. Search up, I mean. I don't play GTA Online because I don't own a GTA game, but I hear the online is fucking awful. Like, the community is just really, really bad. I remember UTF's little GTA Online rant series. Those are fun, even though I didn't really know what he was talking about because I haven't played GTA, but those are still fun to listen to. GTA Online on PC is a modern hellhole, I'm sure. I don't really notice the community when I play online because I like fucking around. Oh, that's good. I imagine whenever I will play GTA Online, I'm not even gonna fucking bother listening to the people talk. I'll probably just mute myself and mute them because I'd rather not deal with toxic cesspool. Pretty much every online mode of a game is toxic, isn't it? Like, I never really hear anything good about any game that has online capabilities where you can play with other people online, especially if you could like chat with them as well. Well, I don't know. I don't remember having a really toxic. I don't remember Mario Kart's online or Splatoon's online being toxic because he kind of sort of can't talk with them unless you have like the stupid fucking app, but I never used it. Hey Mikey, how many people call you Mickey? That was a joke in like 2015. I haven't really been called. Well, no, I have been called Mickey by random commenters and sometimes people who remember the run joke I had going on in like 2014, 2015, where I would pretend to be pissed off at being called Mickey, but nowadays it doesn't really happen so much. Again, aside from just some random commenters who I guess can't read properly, I don't know. GTA Online is lame. I only like the racing. I used to play GTA Online with UTF doing hype and helping him grind. That sounds nice. Any of you have been keeping up with UTF's new channel? Speaking of him, me and a couple of others on the Discord server have been kind of sort of paying attention to that. Especially with like all the drama that's been going on in this channel. Oh, his new video was removed. Again. You watched UTF take a shit. Yeah. I was about to munch down a bag of chips when I watched his initial video of him taking a shit. And I saw that and I was like, nope, appetite is gone. I don't feel like eating anymore. It was privatized? Oh. I thought YouTube took it down. Was it really privatized? I figured YouTube would have... I figured it got taken down for the same reason as before, graphic content. I wonder why he privatized that. Maybe it's done with the drama. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. It is private. I don't know. Do I like TikTok? There are some TikTok videos I like, I guess. I've seen some cool shit on there, but I have like no interest whatsoever in making an account on the platform. I don't know. I know quite a few people in real life who use TikTok on quite a regular basis. I only really see viral. So, the only time I watch TikToks are whenever one goes viral and someone posts it on Twitter. Usually they're more political TikToks. I hope he's done with it. I'd rather see him make actual content if this comeback is for real. I have a hunch that his new channel is just a shitpost channel to fuck with his hate base. I don't know if he's going to be uploading any actual content. Maybe that him privatizing that latest video is a sign that he's done with the drama, and maybe he will make some real content finally. I don't know. Thoughts on Radiohead? I was actually listening to Radiohead just earlier. What a fucking coincidence. I don't listen to them a whole lot. I like their earlier stuff. Like The Bends. That's the only Radiohead album I've ever listened to in full. I listened to High and Dry earlier. If you're wondering which Radiohead song I was listening to, that's one of my go-to I'm feeling depressed songs. Because like I mentioned earlier, I woke up with just major fucking depression. Like legit, I felt fucking worthless when I woke up. But I don't think you want to hear about that. High and Dry is a great one. Fake Plastic Trees is my favorite off of the album, yeah. I haven't listened to the album in full in a while. I should really do that. I should really get more into Radiohead's discography. The songs I've heard from them, uh, I really enjoy. Mostly well, most of the time when I do hear a Radiohead song is when the radio is playing a song of theirs, and usually it's Creep, which I like that song. I know quite a few people like the clown on that song, but I honestly, personally, really enjoy that song. Okay, Computer is a masterpiece. Yes, I've been meaning to listen to that album sometime, and hopefully the near future, but I've never got around to doing that. Have you watched Anthony Fantano's Worst to Best video on Radiohead? No, because I'm not really familiar with Radiohead's discography aside from the bands and a select few songs. Anthony is a cool YouTuber, though. He has some takes that really don't jive with me, but I'm still willing to watch his videos regardless because I think they're entertaining. I saw Anthony's Metallica Best to Worst video. It was okay. Yeah, I saw that too some years ago. I think someone linked it to me. Uh, he put Saint Anger at the very bottom, I believe. Uh, which, for those of you who don't know, I kind of like Saint Anger. It's not my least favorite Metallica album, surprisingly. It's probably my second least favorite Metallica album, if you don't count Lulu. Lulu was the absolute worst thing that Metallica was involved in. But if you count Lulu within the discography, Saint Anger is my third least favorite. But I never found the album to be nearly as bad as most people say. Like I liked the raw sound of the album. I never mind the snares. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I made a whole video a few years ago defending the album. I haven't watched the video in a while though, so I can't comment on if it's a good video or not. Because back then I was still relatively new to making music content. I am the table. Yeah. Lulu may be the worst thing that both Lou Reed and Metallica have been involved in, but I'm I don't know. There's still some songs that I can consider at least somewhat decent. Uh, Junior Dad immediately comes to mind because it's not like most of the other songs where Lou Reed is just wailing into the mic. It actually does accommodate well with his more mature old man voice. And I like that orchestral part at the end of the song, but for the most part, that album is hot garbage. I'm a big Lou Reed fan, though. There's quite a few Lou Reed albums that I absolutely love, and the Velvet Underground was a great band. You used to love Radiohead. Friend was texting me. I'm sorry. Got a little distracted from the stream for a minute there. Have you heard the extended version of Suicide and Redemption by Metallica? No, I don't think I have. No, I've never heard this extended version of the song. I like that Linger On song from the Velvet Underground and Nico, or you're thinking of Pale Blue Eyes. I don't think that was with Nico, though. My favorite Velvet Underground song would have to be kind of a tough one. There's quite a few that I really love. Let me look through my playlist. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to pick a favorite, but there's some songs that really stick out to me, like Heroin. That's a great one. Sunday Morning. European Sun was fucking crazy, but I love that song. I like all their second album. That's probably my favorite album by them. White Light, White Heat. It has this 17-minute fucking mess of a song, but it's so good for some reason. It's called Sister Ray. One of the most like chaotic songs I ever heard, and most people probably hate it and say it's just noise, but I'm a sucker for like really weird experimental tracks like that. Lou Reed's solo stuff is really good too. I don't like all of his solo stuff, but quite a few of his albums I do really like. The fuck every bot Twitter account said fuck warfare. That's very, very funny. The addiction crisis is about to get real bad. Yep. Many Americans are left without a home thanks to COVID. And of course, bailing out big business and billionaires is more important than, helping the lesser fortunate in this country. I don't know, all this COVID-19 and, the police brutality and all the stuff that's been going on in this country just really puts into perspective how much I don't like humanity, especially when you have people who willingly defend the status quo and be like, no, there's nothing wrong going on here. All lives matter. Why do you want to put black lives on a pedestal? Are you racist? Cops matter too. Blue lives matter. And, people defending blatant authoritarianism, like, I'm going to say it. I hate a lot of this country. At least, the supposed patriots who want to defend all of what's going on currently. and say it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine uh for, for fucking secret police to throw people in vans, essentially kidnapping them. That's perfectly okay. Do you like? I have no clue what rhythm is and or dubstep. No, I don't listen to dubstep. I'm more of a classic rock and alternative rock and metal person. I don't really dip my toes into like that kind of music all too often. I'm not gonna be like pretentious and say, "Oh, I don't listen to that electronic shit," but it's just not my thing. If you like it, cool. Yeah, I hate people who are like that. I hate going into a lot of classic rock comment sections, and you see a bunch of fucking either boomers or people my age or like one of those born in the wrong generation people being like, "This is when music was good. This is when people made real music where they actually played instruments." Yeah, because the rock music is the only music that requires talent totally. And I see quite a few of them rag on rap too, and like, okay, I get it. You're not a fan of a lot of what's played on the radio a lot. Fine. Can you not rag the people who like that music, please? It's cringe. I never read the comments of older songs, to be honest. I do. Really, the reason why I search up a lot of songs I like on YouTube is to read what people have to say about it, which really I probably should stop doing because a lot of those comment sections are fucking garbage. It's either what I just ragged on or who's watching in 2020. Like this comment if you're watching in 2020. You get a lot of that trash too, but sometimes you do come across an interesting comment like, actually discussing the song or discussing the artist that made the song, and it makes for some interesting conversations, but unfortunately it's buried by fucking trash like that. Hello, Renette. I don't. The Odd Fellow. Yep, that was me at one point. Yeah, that was kind of sort of me too. A little bit. I kind of dabbed into that elitism a little bit, but thankfully I snapped out of that rather quickly. I was once an elitist myself. Goddamn, it was cringe. Unless it's like an old classic rave track, the comments on those songs are always wholesome to me. Nobody gives a damn what when you're watching a song. Music is meant to be enjoyed anytime. Pretty much. Uh, yeah. I especially hate the people who say, "I wish I was born during the time that this song was made." Like, do you really? Do you really wish you were born back then? Back when music wasn't as readily available as it is now. No streaming services, nothing. Back when you had to actually go to the fucking record store and buy whatever album it is, buy whatever album that you're looking for, by whatever band you like. And it's kind of sort of a coin toss if you like that album because you kind of sort of can't go on Spotify and skim through the songs, see if you like the songs. You kind of had to listen to the whole album and pray that it's good all the way through. And you didn't waste your money by buying a shit album. Which no disrespect to anyone who goes to record stores. I still like buying vinyls myself. There's a kick-ass record store that's near me, but I'm just saying I'm pretty happy being born in the time that I was born in. I'd rather be born like say 40 or 50 years ago, like some of these born in the long generation people wish. Could you make a school rant about online class? I already made a rant about that a few months ago. I have some elitist tendencies when it comes to electronic music. I kind of hate mainstream EDM culture. Well, maybe I'd agree with you. I don't know. I really don't know shit about the electronic dance music scene. I don't even really listen to that kind of music. The closest I've come to really enjoying that kind of music is an album that David Bowie made that is drum and bass music. It's called Earthlink. I really like that album. Not all the way through. There's some songs that I don't care for, but there's some really kick-ass songs on that album. I didn't even know David Bowie made a drum and bass album. LOL, cool. Yeah, it's a really cool album. If you like that kind of music, I highly recommend that album. I don't know how much you'll personally like it, but I don't even give a shit about that kind of music, and I like the album. It's one of his later period albums. He's done like practically every genre ever. That's what I like about him. It was called Earthlink. Here, I'll put it in the chat. There you go. He made an industrial album in the 90s as well, which I really enjoyed as well. If only they bring back VHS. I want to watch Frozen or Wrinkle in Time on videotape. I don't know if you're being sarcastic there or genuine. I remember watching like Sesame Street VHS tapes back when I was like 4. I think I actually put a VHS tape in the player. That was, of course, at the tail end of when VHS was still relevant. I remember even going to Blockbuster with my parents, like every Friday night. They would rent a movie, usually a movie that I wasn't allowed to watch. But yeah, of course, that Blockbuster we went to is long gone. There's only one left, I think. But those are some happy memories. They're being genuine. Well, I wasn't trying to throw shade or anything. Don't take what I said there to be like anything meaning offense. None taken. Cool. So the other day I went to a Target, as you all should probably know, because my last video was filmed in said Target, and almost no one was following proper COVID precaution. Well, of course, they're wearing masks and gloves because they would have been thrown out if they didn't, but aside from that, everyone was close to each other. Everyone wasn't following the... it was posted here. Someone posted in my Discord server. Sorry, the notification distracted me for a second there. Anyways, no one was following the arrows, telling them where to go, because the arrows are kind of sort of put in put in stores for people to follow, because, you know, that would help maintain social distancing within stores. But everyone ignores that. They go in the aisles the way they want to go in. It just pisses me off, to be honest. Like, I really wish more people would take this virus more seriously, because, especially here in New York City, we used to be the number one hotbed of COVID in the entire world, and we were able to make cases go down significantly to the point where we're not anywhere near where we were just 3 or so months ago. And that could easily flare up again, and we could easily be as bad as we once were a few months ago if we don't continue to follow basic, simple precaution. The lack of care, yeah, it sickens me. Fucking sickens me. It's the same shit where I live. It seems like no one gives a fuck about COVID. Most people don't. Some people even still fucking think that COVID isn't even real. There are plenty of people in this country who think that drug cures COVID. The one with the long ass name I can't pronounce for the life of me. Hydro. Can't pronounce that, but yeah, plenty of people still think that's a cure for COVID because Trump said so. Have fun getting sick. And I used to say, like, I hope these people get COVID so they'll know the severity of it. But chances are, even if they did get COVID, they would still be careless and be like, I'm fine. See, I got COVID and I'm not getting the really bad symptoms that people say you could get if you get COVID. So, and chances are they would spread it to people who don't deserve to have it. Those who would actually get it badly. So that's why I don't really want to wish COVID on anyone, especially those who would be very careless if they did have it. So apologies for doing that a few months ago and saying that a few months ago. I really shouldn't have, but yeah. Someone linked a video in my Discord server. What is this? I'll watch it later. When your kindergarten teacher told you to color in the lines, it was practice for these high school ABCD test things. I never thought about it that way. I remember hating that so much as a kid. Like, I would be coloring and having fun, and then the teacher will come up and say, I just said for everyone to like the video, so if they can, since it is dislike bomb by reactionaries. Witnesses identified Daniel Perry as Garrett Foster's killer. There. 21 likes versus 20 dislikes. I don't even have to watch the video. I already know, like, all these people who are cheering on Garrett Foster's death are pieces of shit. Or who say they like protesting until it's protesting the system that they worship oh so much. What did you miss? You missed me ranting about people who don't care about COVID enough for the millionth time. But aside from that, you didn't miss much, Guitar Rocker. Don't worry. Well, anything interesting going on in any of your lives? Heard enough about me, I'm sure. You got a headache? I hope I'm not the cause of that headache. But joking aside, that sucks. I remember a few years back, no, more like 6 years back, I got this fucking pounding headache in the middle of class, and I don't know where it came from. It hurt like a motherfucker, but I still didn't say anything. That paper that says which person was the first president: A, Michael Jackson; B, George Washington; Thomas Jefferson; Abraham Lincoln. Is there legit a test that asks you who the first president was, and one of the answers is Michael Jackson? I'm going to start reading a few chapters from Engel's Dialect of Nature for a study group I'm in. I see. Thankfully, I don't have to study anything right now because I'm still on vacation. My classes start August 26th. I'm probably going to still do all my classes remotely. I really don't feel like going on a public bus on my way to a crowded college where I'm sure a lot of college students won't follow basic social distancing protocol. I'd rather not put myself. I'd rather not risk myself like that. School starts for me in September. It used to start in September for me back when I was still in public school, but alas, I graduated a year ago, so I'm in college now. Now I start in August. But cool thing is, my summer vacation is way longer now. Uh, because my classes ended in mid-May, and we start again in late August. So that's like what over a 3 month long. That's over a 3 month long break. I didn't get that when I was in public school. We finished in late June and started back again in early September. But fuck me, this vacation is going by way too quickly. I don't want to start class again because some classes I had to wake up at fucking 8 in the morning, even after we transitioned to remote learning. And I'm probably gonna have to do that again for certain classes. Some of my classes were nice with that though. Some of them I would some of them let me just do work whenever I can, whenever I had the time. I didn't have like a set schedule where I had to log into like a virtual meeting at this set time, but some classes I did have to do that though. And one of them was at like 8 in the morning, and you know me, I hate waking up that early. By the way, it's just for a Marxist study group over Discord, not for school. I'm stupid. I was gonna ask why were you reading that for school? Uh, God, I remember this time last year being in a math uh, summer class. It was goddamn terrible because it would start at 9 in the morning all the way until 3 in the afternoon. And we had a 1 hour break from 12 to 1. But aside from that, I had to sit in the same seat in the same hot room for many hours on end, just learning math. That's it. And I suck ass at math. It is easily my worst subject. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about math ever again because I passed my math class. Passed the math that I took in the first semester of college, and I'm not required to take another math course because that's not what I'm majoring. So I am free of math, at least complex math, for the rest of my life, and it feels so good. You're back. Welcome back, CF Doom. This whole year is going by too quickly. Now let 2020 end. This is a cursed year. I don't really have much hope that 2021 will be much better, but I don't know. Just let this year die already. I wish my school was that based. Lucky, yeah. You have 2 more math courses. Oh, that sucks. I have a friend that I was talking to before we went on lockdown. I would meet him in the cafeteria every Monday. We both had a break at the same time, so we would meet up and talk. He's a friend from high school, and he's taking like I think college algebra, and he had a shitload of homework a lot of times, and I'm like, I feel so bad for you, dude. I feel so bad for you. One of the plus side to taking that stupid math course that I took last summer was that I didn't have to take any like complex math courses or anything during my semester. I took a math for liberal arts majors class, and that class was easy as hell. It was more like real life math, like elections and stuff like that. So that was the someone joined. CEO of racism. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm almost certain that was a raider. Like, goddamn, could you be like less obvious that you're a raider? Literally, CEO of racism is your Discord username. You must be getting raided. Lots of weird people are joining. Yeah, probably. Maybe they're trying to get a reaction out of me live on stream. I don't know. Don't be a douchebag, comrade Tame. Oh, wait, you're cool. Cool. All right, you're in. Hello. Well, you're CF Doom, aren't you? You are CF Doom. Cool. Glad to have you on my Discord server. You're very cool. We lost a regular on my Discord server a few days ago, and they're probably not going to come back, chances are. So, any new people who are actually cool are more than welcome to join, especially if they'll be active on the server. Oof, I'll try to be active there, and that was half a joke. I'm not like pressuring you to post on my server all the time or anything. I've already been streaming for over an hour. What the fuck? I thought it's only been like 40 minutes. What the hell? Time flies when you're fucking around with the YouTube chat. Good thing I have a rule confirmation on my server to prevent raids. I don't know. I might do that. I don't know. I feel like anyone could say, I have read and agreed to the rules, and they'll still try to raid you. You still can't believe Naya Rivera is dead? I thought she faked her death. Who was that? Naya Rivera. Glee star Naya Rivera laid to rest. Death certificate says she died within minutes, according to reports. I never heard of her. I don't watch Glee, but rest in peace. I'm sure she was a cool person, I guess. Glee is cringe in a cool way, though. I can't comment on that because I never watched Glee, and I don't have any interest in watching Glee. Just not my thing. I've been watching a lot of TV shows, though, lately because of the quarantine and all. I've had a lot more time to watch TV shows. How goes it? Hello, Nolan. It's going good. Going good, I'd say. Not everything is going good, but hey, what can you do? I'm still out here living life, I guess. Whatever you want to say. I barely watch TV anymore. Oh, I've been watching a lot of TV now. I'm a lot of Netflix, especially. I'm watching House of Cards right now. The Kevin Spacey show. I know he's a piece of shit, but I heard the show is really good. I finished Stranger Things. Some of you know I was watching Stranger Things. I finished that like a week and a half ago. Really good show. Loved it. Uh, Big fan of the show. Not the best show I've ever watched, but still really enjoyable. I used to know some people who would say the show was cringe, but fuck them. Fuck them. You only watch porn? Well, that's interesting. Uh, have fun, I guess. I had one troll come on my server who was just like, "Well, I'm here," before I knew they were a troll. I haven't watched much. I haven't watched any TV lately. I don't even care to watch TV anymore. All I watch is Twitch and YouTube. Well, I don't watch like cable TV. Fuck cable. I hardly ever turn on the cable box in my room. I can't even remember the last time I even turned on the cable box in my room. I don't watch cable TV aside from like occasionally watching like the DVR because I don't want to sit through commercials. Um, but I watch a lot of streaming services. We have pretty much all the major streaming services. We have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Disney Plus we got recently. That's all I think. That's all the major ones that we have, at least. The only show I want to watch is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I remember a few streams ago, someone told me to watch that show, and I said I've been wanting to watch that show someday. I think that show was recently put on Netflix as well, so that's why there's been a buzz going on about the show lately. I hear it's a really good show. I want to watch it one of these days. Maybe when I finish House of Cards. I don't know, but yeah. I've been wanting to watch the Cartoon Network lineup on HBO Max as well, just to relive some nostalgia. I forget what shows they even have. Let me see. I have the app on my phone. What the fuck is this lineup? It's so tiny. Regular show, I only watched like the first two seasons of that. Steven Universe, never watched it. Dexter's Laboratory. I loved that show as a kid. I heard it went to shit, but I remember watching the more recent episodes of that show, and I still liked it as a kid, so I don't know. Um, Amazing World of Gumball, watched like the first two seasons of that. We Bear Bears, never heard of that. Adventure Time, again, watched like the first two seasons of that. But a lot of these I never even fucking heard of, but they have some cool classic shows that I remember, like Powerpuff Girls, the original, not that fucking god awful reboot that came out a few years ago. And Foster's, loved Foster's as a kid. They have a shitload of Ben 10. I remember the Ben 10 show where they were like teenagers or whatever, but I loved that as a kid, but I don't know about now. I didn't really watch much of the original show, though. I've watched Black Mirror. I heard it, but I haven't watched it. What platform is Black Mirror on again? Netflix. TikTok is getting banned, so we can celebrate. Is it legit get it banned, or is that just like a meme? Yeah, I know. I heard about like politicians saying it's a security threat or something like that. Again, I don't know much about TikTok. I've watched like a few TikToks, but I never like actually browsed the app or made an account for it or anything. I missed a lot of messages. Let me go back. My mom works from home and has got goddamn Judge Judy on the cable box turned up to 70 volumes to hear it across the house. I feel bad for you. I don't like Judge Judy. I like Judge Judy prank call videos on YouTube. That's the farthest I'll ever go to saying I like that show. Fuck court shows. Check out Misfits, though. It's the best British TV series I've seen. I don't think I ever heard of that. I found out Ronda Rousey isn't as tough as she seems. Check out Ronda versus Nunes. I don't know what that is. The reboot is god awful. Foster's is my shit. Yeah, I love Foster's a lot as a kid. That was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I'd probably still say it's one of my favorite cartoons. My favorite cartoon of all time, that was Courage the Cowardly Dog. Love that show so much. I still watch it to this day. Sometimes. I wish HBO Max had it. What the fuck? It's missing so many great shows. There's no Ed, Edd and Eddy either. My second favorite cartoon of all time. Step up your game. Instead of having like 6 Ben 10 shows, put some of those shows on. My grandparents backed over my toy Ben 10 when I was little. You all had those toys too. I never got Ben 10 toys. I watched again. I used to really like Ben 10 when I was like 10. 10. When I was like 9 or 10. It wasn't the original series. I watched a little bit of that when I was even younger, but the series that's the most fresh in my mind was when Ben and his cousin and the other guy, whatever the fuck his name was, were like teenagers and they were like, I don't know, going around beating up aliens or whatever the fuck they were doing. I really liked that as a kid. And then there's the other show that came after that, and that kind of sort of killed my interest because it was a way more lighthearted show that wasn't like as dark as the show that I liked watching. I don't trust anything the politician says. The only time I ever cared about TikTok was when Nick Fuentes got yeeted off of it. Yeah, I remember that. Fuck him. Hell yeah, Courage is my favorite too. You are based. I don't even know what depression feels like. I've had times where I wanted to off myself, but it goes away the next week or so. I've never gotten to that point. I'll admit there were a couple of times where I kind of flirted with the idea of not existing anymore, but I don't see myself ever going through with that. Foster's is my favorite show on Cartoon Network. One of my favorites. Cartoon Network I've always liked way more than Nickelodeon. I've always loved Cartoon Network's lineup of shows more. SpongeBob is my third favorite cartoon of all time. But aside from that, I can't really think of many other Nickelodeon shows that would end up on my favorite cartoons of all time list that I have in my head. I don't plan on making that into a video, I don't think. Watch where you're going, you fool. Yeah, I love that character. I had The Watch too. What Watch? King of the Hill. It's a travesty that CN's longest running show wasn't on there. I played this one Ben 10 game on the DS when I was a kid and I sucked ass at it. I have a Ben 10 Wii game. I forget what it was called, but I played it for like I don't know, 4 times and that was it. Even back then, I thought the game kind of sucked ass. I thought of something funnier than Ben 10, Ben 11. Still funny. Want to know what's funnier than 24? 25. That's how the quote goes, right? Alien Force. Yeah, that's what the show is called. Metallica's overrated. Check out more. But nah, I like Metallica. Fuck off. The only Nick shows I cared about were SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, not anymore, Invader Zim. Oh god, I heard Invader Zim was also really good. I never watched it though as a kid. Not because I found the show scary or anything. It just never piqued my curiosity. Fairly Odd Parents, I loved so much as a kid, but when I watch it now, even the classic episodes, I'm not talking about after the show went to shit, I don't find the show funny. Like, a lot of the humor just revolves around explaining to you why something doesn't make sense, and I don't really find that funny. I mean, I'll admit sometimes the show got a chuckle out of me, the TV show parody episode. I forget what the fuck that episode was called, but Timmy like went into his TV and he was in like a copious amount of TV shows, and it was like parodies of real TV shows. I found it funny because one of them was a Bill Maher parody. That kind of got a chuckle out of me. Of course, I wouldn't have gotten that as a kid. And aside from that, I don't really like Fairly Odd Parents. I liked it as a kid, but I don't really like it now. No, just Morbid, Dead's old band before Mayhem. Wasn't he the guy that shot himself and that ended up being an album cover? Metal conversation that I don't really know much about. Invader Zim's episodes are on YouTube for free, or is it on like YouTube's bullshit TV app thing that they have? Maybe I'll watch some. Butch Hartman is a piece of shit, and it's a shame, really. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that. Isn't he like some weird religious fanatic? That's what I heard. I watched a Pie Guy Rules video about that like a month ago. I haven't really kept up much with the Butch Hartman drama, though. It doesn't really interest me all that much. God, I'm going to mention this again. My voice is so not used to being at this volume for over an hour. My voice starts to give out easily. I have a very sensitive voice. I thought someone knocked on my door for a second there. Channel Chasers was awesome. Yeah, I kind of liked it. Wasn't too crazy about it. Beavis and Butthead. I still like Fop, the older episodes, though. Even the older episodes I don't really like. I've always been way more of a SpongeBob guy when it comes to like really long running Nickelodeon shows. No, for free? Oh, cool. Then maybe I will check out some Invader Zim then. I know, like, at least last I checked, which was like over a year ago, a lot of Ed and Eddie episodes are on YouTube as well. And I think even the creators themselves, point blank, said they don't give a shit if people upload full Ed and Eddie episodes onto YouTube and people watch it for free, which is cool, which is really based. Not a lot of people say that about their shows. I'll never support Mayhem for that album cover they did. Yeah. John, guy on my Discord server, linked me a Watch Mojo video like a few months back of most disturbing album covers or whatever the fuck, and that Mayhem album cover was like, I don't know, number 3 or something like that, and they censored it, of course, because you can't show that on YouTube. And I'm like, my curiosity is piqued. How bad can this album cover be? And then I look it up 2 seconds later. Holy fucking shit. Close my tab. Hartman actually thinks autism is a disease. Either that or he's really stupid. Well, Butch Hartman himself is a fucking disease. Butch Hartman really thinks that autism is a disease. He's basically saying that I'm diseased. Yep. And like millions and millions of other people out there too who have autism. Perfectly fine and cool people. No, there's something wrong with them. Piece of shit. I have a friend who has like really, really mild autism. He's diseased, I guess, according to Butch Hartman. Update: a good chunk of Invader Zim episodes are blocked. Damn it. F in the chat for Invader Zim episodes on YouTube. Did I say something about religion, or did I mishear? I talked about Butch Hartman being a religious, some whack job religious fanatic, but I didn't really talk about that in length. Watch Mojo is literally a content farm. They get stuff wrong all the time. Yeah. I'll admit, like, there's some Watch Mojo videos that I do cave in and watch. Not so much anymore because YouTube doesn't really recommend their videos nearly as much as they used to. Jesus Christ, they used to be like... they used to invade this platform like 4 or 5 years ago. But, I don't know. Sometimes I'll cave in and watch a Watch Mojo video. Usually like their music top 10 lists. Those are usually what pique my curiosity the most. Watch Mojo were an epidemic in 2013 to 2015, yeah. Like, legit, you couldn't go anywhere on YouTube at one point without bumping into a Watch Mojo video on the sidebar. See ya, Nolan. I remember that so clearly. Is Watch Mojo even relevant anymore? I haven't looked at their channel in the longest goddamn time. WatchMojo.com. 22.7 million subscribers. They only pull like 50K a video now. Wow. What a drop off. One video from 7 hours ago has 21,000 views. $52,000 views from 3 days ago. Again, from a channel with 22 million subscribers. Wow. I watched some of Watch Mojo stuff when I was 13, not anymore though. I used to not really get the Watch Mojo hate back when I was like, I don't know, 14. Because I was like, are they really that bad? Like, it's inoffensive top 10 list. Like, there's way worse content you could go after. But people insisted, no, Watch Mojo is this huge problem, which I can see I can see their point now looking back, because Watch Mojo was infesting this fucking platform a few years back. But still, like, I still don't hate Watch Mojo as much as most people do. Watch Mojo is how I learned about a lot of music and pop culture as a kid, sadly. Oh no, I've gotten into some bands thanks to Watch Mojo. Not ashamed to admit that. Most of their stuff gets less than 300k views. That's abysmal for a channel with 22 million subs. Well, you all know what's also abysmal? A channel with 6,000 subscribers that can't crack 200 views. Take a lucky there. I'm low-key ashamed. Oh, I have no shame whatsoever. They still churn out top 10 lists. I wonder when the fuck they're gonna run out of ideas officially. Do I know the channel Alpho Media? I don't think so. That name doesn't sound familiar to me, but no, I don't think I've ever heard of this channel. Any thoughts on the crazy psycho Christian called Bill Jensen? I have no clue who the fuck this is. I'm sorry, dude. He makes pretty decent videos on music. Well, the only music channel I watch on somewhat of a regular basis is Annie Fantano. I don't know if that's a bad thing according to some people, but yeah. Well, there's another channel that I kind of watch called Sea of Tranquility. They're more of a classic rock and metal channel. I don't know if you'd exactly be into that, but I don't know. Maybe some people out there watching this stream who are more into that kind of music will check out their channel because he's a pretty cool content creator that I watch from time to time. You're still technically doing better than them for the number of subs you have, I guess. They had 22k subscribers. They probably get less than 300 views per video. That would be big sad. Find Fantano to be kind of annoying. Yeah, a lot of people don't like him, but I personally like his content. I more so like his side channel where he does like music discussion and his track reviews. I watch his album reviews all that much on his main channel. I like his more vloggy type stuff more, if you want to call it that. Bill Benson basically goes apeshit whenever someone talks shit about or does something that goes against God. Well, that's a lot of people in this country. It's really stupid to tell who Bill Jensen is, but he gets angry and angry a lot. and calls people sinners, whoever cursed and don't believe in God. I have an uncle who thinks cursing, whenever you curse, that's a sin. And he's never cursed. At least, never cursed in my lifetime. What's weird about my family is I've never heard any of them curse. They don't exactly hold the belief that it's sinful, like my one uncle thinks, but I don't know. Just live in a family that doesn't curse at all. I curse like a motherfucker, but not in front of them. My father used to curse all the fucking time. That's probably where I got my foul mouth from. Because he would curse like all the time, even in front of me when I was like 3, and he gave like no fucks at all. My mom would scold him a lot for doing that, but he didn't give a shit. Thought it was kind of funny. I think he would even curse in front of me just to spite her sometimes. My father was a piece of shit, but I don't know, he had just funny moments. My whole family gets pissy when I curse. I don't know how my family would react because I never tried to curse in front of them. I swear like a sailor because that's how I talk. Same. I have no shame in cursing a lot. Some people call that low class, but you know what? Fuck them. I remember I had an art teacher back in 10th grade who I hated a lot, but still art was my favorite class because I got to hang with some really cool people, and occasionally we would piss her off. But I remember she went up to a girl in our class because she was cursing a lot, and then she said, "Don't curse. That's not ladylike." Like, what the fuck? Like, is there some kind of arbitrary rule that if you're a female, you can't curse? I don't understand the logic there. My uncle is the exact opposite of yours. Well, your uncle sounds cool. I don't like that particular uncle of mine. I made a whole video about him like a year ago, so I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of that here. Plus, I don't want to bore you with details surrounding that, but yeah, I have my issues with him. I have another uncle who's in the room right next to me right now doing work. He probably hears everything I'm fucking saying because I can hear everything he's saying when he's talking to his coworkers. But yeah, he's really nice. I like that uncle. He's my favorite uncle. I have another uncle who visited me just a couple of days ago. He came to give us money to fix the roof. And he's conservative. He's a Trump supporter. We don't really talk politics around him, though. And thankfully, I don't have to be around him a whole lot. And he's nice to me. So I don't really care too much because I don't have to see him all that often. These type of Christians think that curse words are cursed. Yeah. That's such bullshit gender conforming indeed. She was being a misogynist. I barely swear in real life. I've never sweared in front of my family, but I swear all the time when I'm around my friends. Which is rare nowadays, but when I used to see them a lot, I would curse all the time in front of them. And of course they would curse as well because that's just our vocabulary. What was also unfortunately part of their vocabulary were a lot of like slurs and such, and of course I don't like that, but whatevs. I don't talk to those kind of friends anymore. Whenever I heard about this Bill Jen guy, he yelled at a 14-year-old girl with braces on while on the hotline video chat with them. He's 18 and he looks out for underage girls. Well, this guy sounds like a predator and something should be done about him. Never heard of him until this live stream, though. Maybe I have, but I just don't remember him. It's funny how these right-wingers will whine about curse words, yet are totally fine with saying racial slurs. Well, any chance they get to badmouth and discriminate against a marginalized community of people they hate, all their morals go right out the window, and they'll jump at any opportunity to discriminate against said marginalized group that they hate. Because they're bigots. I have many conservative family members, especially my extended family. I can get along with them fine, as long as the discussion of politics doesn't come up. Yeah. Apparently one of my uncles on my father's side is like really hardcore racist. I didn't know this about him until much later, like, I don't know, 3 years ago when my mom told me about him. I used to love him as a kid because he was very fun and he used to pretend to crack an egg on my head. That sounds weird, but innocent childhood shit, whatever. Yeah, I used to really love him as a child. I didn't know that he was very, very racist, but apparently he is, which sucks. Some conservatives are fine with both, but fuck them too. I have conservative family on my mother's side. I don't know if any of them are hardcore racist, thankfully. Yeah, my uncle is more just like, I don't know, moderate. My uncle on my mother's side, I mean, not the fucking stupid racist douchebag. The uncle that I saw just a few days ago, he's a Trump supporter, but he's not like, I don't know, completely crazy. So I guess I'll give him a little bit of a pass. I can tolerate his presence. I still talk to him. I've had plenty of nice conversations with him. He's not like one of the batshit conservatives that you see on social media a lot, but still, the fact that he likes Trump just kind of just puts a sour taste in my mouth, you know? Honestly, I don't talk to my family anymore. Alabamians are too far gone. Well, I live here in NYC, one of the more liberal parts of this country, so I don't really know much about the redneck lifestyle because I never lived in that. I guess I should be. I guess I should feel really lucky. I don't know. I used to disassociate myself with people who support Trump if they're not in my family. I mean, I'm kind of sort of that too. All my like right winger friends, I've cut the fuck off. I don't want anything to do with them anymore. And I have like no regrets whatsoever cutting them off. Lucky you, the South is awful. Yep. There's a video I came across a few days ago on Twitter where some guy was holding a Black Lives Matter sign and he filmed like various reactions of a lot of the stupid fucking rednecks who live in his area. Some little town in Arkansas, and a lot of them were like saying the most disgusting shit, racial slurs, calling him a dumbass, saying, "You're white, why are you holding that sign?" And they even asked him, "Are you a Marxist? Are you a communist?" They said he's a terrorist just for holding a damn sign. Welcome back, Nolan. I live in Atlanta. Politics just makes these assholes worse. I may be in and out of here. Well, that's nice, but I'm planning on ending this stream relatively soon. Back to what I was saying, that video I talked about had a pretty sweet ending, though. Some girl gave him a little note saying what he is doing is very, very noble. Don't listen to the stupid people who are cursing you out for holding that sign. and basically saying she stands in solidarity with them. Which really reminds you that the South, like even the most hateful parts of this country, still has their share of people who care about social justice. Like I used to kind of write off all the South, just like, oh, they're all stupid racist rednecks. Why should they matter? But no, like there are still people there who care about social justice and want to see actual change. It's just they were unfortunately born in a very hateful area of the world and in this country. And they shouldn't exactly be written off because they were born in a certain place and they kind of can't help that. There's some comrades down here, but they're few and far between. Yeah, I know. Yeah, unfortunately. They're kind of lucky that my closest friends that I've known since I was 13 are more left leaning, and many of the people I watched as a kid are also left leaning. Yeah. Um, the closest friends that I have in my life right now are very, very left leaning. My laptop is. Oh, God. I'm so out of shape that even getting a charger for my laptop is exercise. Some of the content creators I don't give a shit about anymore, but at least many of them weren't right-wingers. I'm trying to think. Any content creators I really cared about that I don't care about now were right-wingers? I don't think so. I kind of shifted my friend who was conservative to slightly left-leaning. That's awesome. Unfortunately, the people I cut off are kind of sort of too far gone, and the more I got political, the more I just didn't want to associate with them, and it was becoming more and more evident that they were never going to change their ways. So, what's the use in keeping those kind of people in your life, you know? I mean, it looks like I've been picking my nose like over and over again in this stream, but no, I promise I'm not. It's just that this really bad itch on my nose for whatever reason. It's been like that throughout almost the whole duration of this fucking stream. I dropped people I met from the Vidley community. Too many Nazis in that shithole to keep hold of. Speaking of that, I looked at Vidley. I was curious to see what the most popular videos on Vidley were, and of course, like, none of them even cracked 100K, but I saw some of them were like Johnny Rebel songs and Moon Man videos, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of seals the deal that I want fuck all to do with this website. Like Ben the Looney, someone I used to like as a kid who's more left-leaning, but his content annoys the fuck out of me now. I used to love Ben the Looney a lot when I was little. He was one of my favorite content creators. I remember in more recent times going back and watching the videos that I loved by him as a kid. They were god fucking awful. I didn't like them at all, and I was like, how did I like this at like age 12? I don't get it at all, but I liked it back then. But yeah, I'm happy that he is not like a right winger. He's made some videos countering anti-SJWs that he got heat for. And I know it's like whole defense of Lolicon, which I'm not going to get into here because any nuance regarding that topic, yeah. But yeah, overall, I don't like that. I don't like his content all that much. I'm surprised I still have 10 people watching this. What the fuck? 11 now. I'm so popular, right? Notification from Anthony Fantano. Billie Eilish, my future track review. Oh, definitely gonna watch that. I don't know if I have any fellow Billie Eilish fans here in the chat, but her new song is cool. I like it. I really like. I made a video defending her like 6 months ago, something like that, either December or January. Um, I made a video saying her music isn't that bad, and I think she gets way more hate than she deserves. And I said I think her music was just decent back then, but I'm going to say it now. I'm a full-blown fan. I really like her music. She's not like my favorite artist ever, far from it, but I can confidently say now that I'm a fan. I don't hate her, just need to listen to her stuff. I definitely recommend it. She's kind of a breath of fresh air when it comes to like really popular artists that are played copious amount of times on the radio. I'm into Billie Eilish, unfortunately, but I don't despise her. Why, unfortunately? Her music is good. No need to be ashamed of liking her music. Oh, you're not into her. Oh, all right. I get what you're saying now. Twitter sent me a notification. News: Boston Marathon bomber, I can never pronounce his name, wins death penalty appeal. On Friday, a federal court of appeals overturned the death sentence of what's his face, despite who was convicted of the Boston Marathon bombing. The attack, which his last name carried out with his brother on April 15th, 2013, killed 3 people and injured another 260. I remember when that first happened. That was huge news. And I'm going to say it. I don't like the death penalty. Don't. Too many innocent people end up on death row. And I don't see it as... I just see it as barbaric. I don't think killing the person who is responsible for something very heinous solves anything. I'm against the death penalty, even if someone is a monster. Like, no, I don't think killing them is right. That's my hot take for the day. Who's your favorite Punch-Out boxer? I don't play Punch-Out. Drop the death penalty and keep the bomber locked up in ADX Florence. Yep. Yeah, I don't like the death penalty. I made a video about that a few years ago. The death penalty is a form of authoritarianism. Yes, definitely. Anyways, I made a death penalty video a few years ago, like in 2017, I think. It's been a long time since I watched it. I don't know if it's a good video or not. Have you heard of Doki Doki Literature Club? I think I have. I'm not entirely sure. Ever watch Eric Andre? I heard of him, but I don't watch him. Do you remember My Life as a Teenage Robot? I loved that show as a kid. That was a good show. Anyways, I'm gonna pack it in now. My voice is it can't handle talking anymore. I can't handle talking anymore. My voice is so worn out now. Despite being a content creator, I can't talk for an extended period of time. I guess it's part of my anxiety because I'm used to talking very low with not much emotion expressed in my voice whatsoever. And when I'm talking like this, especially for nearly 2 hours, my voice just cannot handle it. I really need a drink. Usually I get orange juice when I'm streaming to drink while I'm streaming, but I forgot to do that this time, so my voice especially feels dry and worn out. So I'm going to give it a rest now, and I'm going to head out. Thank you for tuning in. It is insane to me that I still have 11 people watching this after nearly 2 hours of streaming. You people are crazy for stomaching someone like me for 2 hours, but thank you regardless. We'll do these again. We'll do this again sometime in the near future, hopefully. I like doing streams, but not too often. I'm more of a video maker than a streamer. But it's nice to fuck around and shoot the shit with the chat for a little bit. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. This was fun. We'll probably do this again sometime soon. But for now, I'm done. See ya.